In this first case, a woman named Darcy Layton was outside a 7-Eleven when an officer approached her and informed her that the staff at 7-Eleven didn't want her on their property. But as you are about to see, when the officer was talking to her, she wasn't even on their property. She was actually on the sidewalk, so she technically wasn't trespassing or breaking any laws.
Hey, excuse me? Hey.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
I'm sorry, I was kind of praying to God for a minute.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. It's just the people at 7-Eleven don't want you here, so can I get your name?
Oh, they didn't tell me that. I've been in there.
Okay, well, what's your name? What's your name? Hey, stop. Stop.
Cleared up 18, cleared.
Now, as you can see, Darcy is not on 7-Eleven's property, and the officer has not mentioned that she's suspected of committing a crime, so she's under no obligation to tell him her name. All he said was that the staff of 7-Eleven doesn't want her there. However, since she's on a public sidewalk, she isn't trespassing. Despite this, when she walked away, the officer decided to go after her.
Hey, what's your name? Ma'am? Ma'am? What's your name?
I'm fine. I just would go for a walk.
What's
I'm okay.
your name?
I didn't show up with about this.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm gonna go. I'm fine. I
You're
haven't
not.
done anything
You're
wrong
not
here.
leaving.
I'm fine.
You're trespassing. They want you out of here.
I am walking on the.
No.
Wait, whoa. I'm not trespassing.
Come back to
I
my car.
was on a public
Come
road.
back to my car.
Public road. Let me go.
Stop.
What the you savage? Oh my God! Wow! You just get the Rick. Rick, you got a pee-pee.
Hey, don't throw my leg.
Rick, you got a pee-pee. Darcy. Father.
Okay. This could have gone.
Who you let go of me?
No.
Mother.
Notice how the officer is bending Darcy's arm behind her back with such force that it must be causing her a lot of pain. This kind of pressure can actually dislocate the shoulder. It seems like an extremely unnecessary use of force on an older woman who doesn't appear to have committed a crime. On top of that, the officer's pressing his knee into her back, which is probably also causing her pain, and she's lying on the ground in freezing cold water.
Eddie, please.
Okay.
Eddie.
Give me your other arm.
Eddie. Please. Your mother.
Sit up.
It's okay. Mother. Ah! If you're okay. Eddie, where'd you go?
Please stand up.
Eddie. What did I do?
At this point, Darcy still has no idea why she's being arrested, and despite asking the officer what crime she's committed, he refuses to tell her. Earlier, the officer said to Darcy,
You're trespassing. They want you out of here.
however, she responded by saying she isn't trespassing, as she was on a public road. Even though she might have been on 7-Eleven's property earlier, no one told her to leave. She left on her own. So by the time the officer confronted her and accused her of trespassing, she was already off 7-Eleven's property. So how could he possibly accuse her of trespassing when she was no longer on their property? This is why Darcy keeps asking why she is being arrested, knowing it couldn't possibly be for trespassing.
Don't you.
Stop. Stop. Do you have anything on you shouldn't have? What's your name? Huh? What's your name? Don't add another charge.
I'm sorry. Hey, please be nice. God, really?
Get in.
Please be nice. Who are you?
Police, get in.
Please, who are you?
Get in.
Who are you?
Get in. Get in, please. What's your name?
I'm sorry.
What's your name? Huh? What is your name? What's your name?
I don't know.
Huh?
I'm sorry.
What's
I
your
was
name?
just kind of daydreaming for a minute.
Okay, what's your name?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You don't know her name?
Don't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You're leaning your head up to get it?
I'm not.
Why did you scratch me?
I wasn't scratching
Did you
anything.
bite
You
me?
were drowning me in the hole.
That almost looks more like a bite.
It seems the officer may have realized he didn't have a legal right to arrest Darcy, so now he's trying to come up with a new charge to justify arresting her. He just asked if she bit or scratched him. She doesn't have any teeth and wasn't wearing her dentures that day, making it impossible for her to bite him and leave a mark. It also seems highly unlikely that she scratched him, but we'll discuss that in more detail later. Darcy was taken to the police station and charged with trespassing, as well as a secondary charge of obstructing a police officer. According to the charging documents, the officer claims he was informed by the manager of 7-Eleven that Darcy had been on the property for 2 hours, standing in the snow. The manager then asked the officer to remove Darcy from the property. The officer states that when he made contact with Darcy, she was still on the property. He claims he informed her that she was trespassing and asked for her identification, but when she walked away, he grabbed and restrained her. But again, if you look at the body cam footage, when the officer first made contact with Darcy, she was not on 7-Eleven's property. She was standing in the road. Also, look at where the officer's vehicle is parked. The driver and passenger doors are aligned with the sidewalk, so when he first stopped to talk to Darcy, it's likely that she was standing right next to his passenger side window, which would place her on the sidewalk, not on 7-Eleven's property. When she walked away and the officer grabbed her, she was already in the street. Why is this important? Because in the police report, the officer claimed that when he first made contact with Darcy, she was still on 7-Eleven's property, which would be false if she was by his passenger side window. If that's the case, he had no legal right to arrest her for trespassing, as she was on the sidewalk, not on 7-Eleven's property. So it seems as though the officer may have lied in the police report. Additionally, since Darcy wasn't even aware that the manager wanted her off the property, she had no reason to leave the property without first being instructed to leave. But even that is irrelevant, because again, when the officer first made contact with her, she had already left the property and appeared to be on the sidewalk, meaning she wasn't trespassing and was under no obligation to give her name to the officer when he asked. So this doesn't appear to be a case of trespassing. What seems to have happened here is that the officer felt disrespected and decided to abuse his authority to teach an innocent woman a lesson. Darcy ended up spending 9 days in jail. The prosecutors told her that if she didn't plead guilty to the trespassing charge, they would also charge her with injury to a police officer, despite there being no evidence that she intentionally scratched the officer. If we look at the body cam footage, it doesn't appear that Darcy scratched the officer. She was face down on the ground, so how could she have intentionally scratched him? If the officer was scratched during the scuffle, whether from trying to handcuff her or from his wrist coming into contact with her nails, it would have been accidental, not intentional. Moreover, when the officer first noticed the mark on his arm, he initially said that Darcy scratched him, then asked if she had bitten him, which shows he wasn't even sure how he got the mark. So why did he state in the police report that she intentionally scratched him when he wasn't certain how the mark was made? It seems the prosecutors know the officer was in the wrong for arresting an innocent person, but instead of upholding the law and holding the officer accountable, they chose to pressure Darcy with the threat of an injury to an officer charge to force her into pleading guilty to the bogus trespassing charge. In this next case, Arkansas resident Shawn Chaperone was on his way home from work, driving at 35 miles per hour in a 35 miles per hour zone, when a car traveling at around 25 miles per hour suddenly cut him off, forcing him to slam on his brakes and switch lanes to avoid a collision. Instead of pursuing the vehicle that cut him off, patrol officers decided to pull Shawn over.
So he's behind me, but you couldn't catch him, but you could catch me.
This is what I seen. I seen you slam on your brakes and come to a slide and stop in the middle of...
That is correct, because he
Listen
cut
to
me off,
Listen
sir.
to me. Listen to me. First of all, I'm not going to do roadside court. Second of all, your attitude, you should probably lose it right now. Do you understand?
Or what?
Do you understand?
Or what are you
It
gonna
is a
do,
simple
man?
yes or no.
I don't answer questions, man. You go do what you got to do.
All right.
A second officer then approached Shawn and informed him that she was the one who initiated the stop. She gave him a different reason than the first officer, claiming she pulled him over for speeding. What she didn't realize was that Shawn had a dash cam, which could prove he wasn't speeding.
That officer right here over here. Can I get your name and badge number? Or are you going to be officer right here too?
Oh, the reason why I pulled you over, because I'm the one that actually pulled you over,
okay,
is a high rate of speed.
Okay, well, I was cut off. Did you get my speed?
What I saw was a high rate of speed.
So
I'm worried about people walking down the street.
Right, and I'm worried about someone cutting me off.
My issue is people walking down the street. I get it. At that point, you should have called 911. Hey, this is my issue. We could have solved it then. But you speeding down the street?
Doing 35 and a 35. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay, so the reason why I pulled you over was a high rate of speed. We're not gonna play this game, okay?
Yeah. No, we're not. We're just gonna go to court.
Now notice the officer's reaction when Shawn informs her that he has a dash cam. She clearly wasn't pleased, and then appears to spitefully shine her flashlight in his eyes.
You got a problem with it? I got a dash cam. Y'all want to say that I'm speeding? Go for it, but dash cam's gonna make y'all look really funny. I mean, if she's gonna shine her light in my eyes, I can do the same back.
210, you mind coming up here, please?
I'm gonna need a supervisor. Can y'all give me a supervisor?
No problem. He just rolled up on you.
All right, perfect. Hey. All right.
What's going on, man?
Not much, Jessica. You don't have to roll it all the way down. How's it going?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Oh, not much. I had someone cut me off back there. They were on a traffic stop. They decided to pull me over. The guy that was behind me was the one that initially cut me off. They told me that they couldn't catch him, that they decided to pull me over even though he was behind me.
Okay. If he cut you off, how was he behind you?
Because I jumped around in front of him.
All right.
He was doing about 25, getting ready to turn. I pulled back over in front of him, got in the left-hand lane, passed him, got back over in the right-hand lane, took the right back here at the stoplight.
Okay. Well, according to the other officer, he said all he saw was you slam on your brakes, stop in the middle of Michigan.
I did. I slammed on my brakes because I had just gotten cut off and I slammed on the horn. That's absolutely what I did. He's got that part right.
All right. And the car cut you off?
That is correct, 110%.
Okay.
Can you ask her to get her light out of my eyes, please?
What's that?
Can you ask her to get her light out of my eyes?
Well, if he didn't see what took place, is what I'm saying. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he didn't see the car cut you off because he was on a traffic stop, obviously he's paying attention to this traffic stop.
What's interesting to note is how these officers seem indifferent to Shawn's explanation of why he slammed on his brakes and changed lanes. It makes no sense for anyone to suddenly brake without cause, so you would think that after hearing Shawn's reasonable explanation, the supervisor would reconsider and let him go. Yet they still decided to issue him a ticket.
Hey, it's been well more than 15 minutes. Are we gonna go or what? Are we being detained? We free to go? It's been more than 15 minutes. Turned into an unlawful detainment 3.5 minutes ago. We've been here 20 minutes, man.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and roll your window down for me.
It's cracked. I can hear you just fine.
That's cool. I need you to roll the window down.
I mean,
roll the window over.
No, sir, I'm not going to. That is against my constitutional rights. I do not have to.
Okay. First of all, you need to learn your constitutional rights.
I do know my constitutional rights. Do you know that your vehicle is an extension of your house?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So roll the window down so you can sign this citation.
I'll sign the citation. All you gotta do is just hand it to me right here.
I don't hand my clipboard through the window. Roll your window down.
If you won't hand it through your window, then how is rolling my window down gonna help?
You're gonna lean toward me. You're gonna sign this
I
citation.
can step out and we can sign it. I can step out and we can sign it.
Or I'm gonna take you to jail for obstruction. You understand?
For obstruction is a physical crime. You do realize that.
You are obstructing my job.
Obstructing is a physical crime.
You can go ahead and try to refuse to sign, hand him his copy, and go back to 9. It doesn't change either way.
Are you gonna sign my ticket?
I mean, what did he just say?
You're right.
That's why we have to have y'all supervisors here to keep y'all honest.
Shawn Chaperone was issued a $150 citation for reckless and prohibited driving. He planned to challenge the citation in court and represent himself. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And I'll catch you in the next one.